duration of 7, 14, up to 21 days. So to the egg quality analysis, for most teams, they use the automated analyzer, but what we did here, we went the old school way. So we went about it mechanically, whereby we took each parameter for the egg weight. After that, it was broken out. We assessed. I think we all know what the yellow part of the egg is, right? That's the yolk. And then the white part, that's the albumin. I would have started from there. But they assessed the indices for the yolk and the albumin. And some of the things we looked at was the dimension, so the length, the width, and the height. And we also looked at the pH, as well as the shell quality parameters, such as the thickness, the weight, and then the thickness, the weight, and then we'll look at the translucency. But from this data that we got, we're also able to make some computations, such as the Hoff units and indexes, as well as percentages. Another key index that we looked at was the translucency score, which gives us an idea into the eggshell defect. And this is basically passing the egg through a candler. What we had was a 3-point scoring system, with 1 giving us few to no defects, 2 having small translucent spots, and then 3 giving us larger as well as several spots. And this was quite interesting to observe. For the analysis, 2-way factorial. So we had 2 factors, the forage versus the storage duration. And all this was done on SAS, mean comparison with 2 keys, and a probability level of 0.05. So to our results. The first part we'll be looking at is on the quality attributes of the eggs. So as expected, storage impacted the egg weight loss, which increased with the length of storage duration. For all the results that all the data that we collected and analyzed, we did not actually see an interaction effect. So most of what I'll be presenting here would be the first factor, which is storage, and then the second, which is forage. But we didn't observe any interactions. For the egg width, we observed that the forage-fed group had a higher width, and that could be due to the nutritional profile. However, that did not translate to the shape index. The shape index is a computation of the width to the length, and then you get the percentage of that. More so, this was not quite critical because it still fell within the USDA guide of from 72 to and above. So this was still of good standards. Other parameters for the initial as well as the final weights, the egg length did not differ. Now, the albumin height and the Hoff unit, these are key qualities when you're looking at the internal egg parameters. So we observed that both showed a similar trend, whereby they declined with increase in storage duration. The Hoff unit is like the gold standard for measuring internal egg quality. But then when we compared this against the USDA guide, because your AAX have a Hoff unit of between 72 and upwards, so this was still good, not quite critical. And